Happy Manliness Monday, YouTube. Today, I would like to talk about something that everyone takes for granted. Everyone takes for granted. And what you can do to fix about it. Electricity, cell phones, internet, heating systems, clothing. Everything in your everyday life, you take for granted. So, how can you change your perspective on very simple things? One way that I found that always helps me is to try to explain it to somebody, like I'm having a conversation about it with them, out of time. One of my favorites is Benjamin Franklin. And the reason is he has a general frame of reference for a lot of the machinations and things that we have today. But you could choose anybody. Have you ever talked? Well, it's best if you talk to somebody who's not alive. That way you can assume some of the things they know. And you can assume their language as well. And that makes it a whole lot easier. Like, I've talked to Genghis Khan about war. I've talked to Sun Tzu about war. And when I say that, I mean like modern warfare. How would you explain it to them in a way that they would understand? And when you go through this little thought exercise, it improves your understanding of it. Explain to Benjamin Franklin, if you could, how your TV turns on. How we have electricity everywhere. I mean, this guy was brilliant in his day. But he was still trying to capture lightning with a key on a kite in a thunderstorm. So explain it to him. Explain modern clothing. Not style. Oh, I mean, you could, if that's your thing. But how you can go to a store and just pick an off-the-rack piece of clothing. How about shoes that you don't have to go to a cobbler for? How did that come about? And really, at the end of the day, you can do this with anything and any historical figure. And the idea is you pick somebody who will have a basis of information about what you want to talk to them about in their historical context, and then you bring them up to speed to whatever you want to talk to them about today. I'll go back to Benjamin Franklin again. Go outside, talk to him about electricity, but first talk to him about your television and the lights, because we generally don't use candles. And then go outside and explain the electrical lines. And then go a little bit further and talk to him about how we generate that electricity. And the further you do this, the more you think critically about things that sometimes you don't even notice. And when you do that, you get a better perception of the world around you. And with that perception comes a greater understanding, and it lends a bit more credibility to everything you say and think. And after a while, it'll actually change how you see the world and even how you think critically. There is several practices. I know doctors do it, but I'm sure it's carried over in several other disciplines. Watch one, or learn one, watch one, teach one. And when you do that, when you do all three, you really understand a concept. So we've all learned about how things work in history class, science class, everything. Social studies. I know social studies isn't really a favorite for everyone, but we learn stuff in social studies. Utilizing it in your everyday life, you learn how to do it. Now there's one last step before you understand modern reality. It's teaching it to somebody who knows nothing or has a very limited frame of concept. So go out there when you're bored, and try not to do it in public because people think you're insane. Maybe you want that. Who knows? and try and teach somebody about something they have no idea about. Just a historical figure. Have a conversation. If you're politically inclined, talk to George Washington or John Adams about the United States today. And it really doesn't matter. You're the one who's picking it. You're the one who's teaching it. So, adjust your frame of reference a little bit and step out of that weird comfort zone of taking things for granted. You'll be surprised by how much you learn teaching somebody something about something you already know, and it's so mundane you don't even think about it. Do you really think about the power being generated in a nuclear plant or a coal plant or a hydroelectric dam, zipping through lines, through alternating current, being stepped down at transformers, coming into your house, going through your breaker, crawling up your walls, and going into the light bulb, heating it up until it glows every time you flick a light switch? I don't. But when you think about it, it changes. When you try and teach it, it changes the way you think about it, and you'll gain a new respect for everyday life. And I think that's very important to keep yourself grounded, especially in today's day and age. So guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this. And, here would be a great one. How about you guys give me somebody to teach in my own free time? I've talked to George Washington. I've talked to Benjamin Franklin. I've talked to Thomas Edison. I've talked to Genghis Khan and Sun Tzu. Give me someone new. Someone I haven't talked to. Tell me who you talk to as well. Who do you teach? So guys, if you're new here, I release new content every Monday and Friday between 2 and 5 Eastern Standard Time. At least I try to. Every Monday is a Manliness Monday, and every Friday is a project video. On Manliness Mondays, I do what I do now. I try to teach you how to be a gentleman, how to expand your frame of reference, how to, gun safety, beard care, stuff like that. Every project video Friday, I just kind of do random projects. Everything from leatherworking, woodworking, blacksmithing, jewelry making, costuming, everything. I do a little bit of everything. And, I don't know, it keeps it fun. So, today's quote is from Eleanor Roosevelt. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Ladies and gentlemen, be great. Take care.